one of them was on. Okay. So we're calling to order the December meeting. And Denise, I will have you read the consent agenda, please.
Jesse, if it's all right, we'll have Nick give the informational item.
Sure. Go ahead, Nick.
All right. Thank you. If you've been a regular watcher, viewer, or attendee at the Planning Commission meetings over the last couple months, you've seen us recognize some of the developments in Sioux Falls that we think go above and beyond what they need to do. And the one we're going to recognize tonight is the bridges at 57th. It's a Van Buskirk company development just off I-229 and Western Avenue across from the Yankton Trail soccer fields. It's one of the nicest sub-regional designations in Sioux Falls, featuring a collection of boutiques, specialty shops, gourmet hotspots, local retail favorites, and a comprehensive women's medical center and spa. The Bridges at 57th is one of the first lifestyle centers in Sioux Falls. It combines the traditional retail functions of a shopping mall with the leisure amenities oriented towards upscale customers. And these lifestyle centers first emerged in the late 80s as a retailing trend and are sometimes labeled boutique malls. The growth of the lifestyle centers really took off in the early 2000s and has occurred concurrently with an acceleration of shutting down of traditional shopping malls in the U.S. These lifestyle centers usually require less land and generate higher revenue margins. They have savings on heating and cooling and quicker access for busy customers who can drive right up to the shop that they're looking for and stroll through a landscape park-like pedestrian area before entering the individual shops. The Bridges at 57th is in the heart of one of the fastest growing office, retail, and residential areas of Sioux Falls. As a successful development to the City of Sioux Falls, the Planning Commission would like to recognize the Bridges at 57th and the Van Buskirk companies for successfully providing a beautiful lifestyle center with variety and entertainment to shop, dine, and unwind. It's also the spot where I always go get to my cupcakes. So I have a lot of experience there. So we'd like to thank the Van Buskirk companies and the Bridges at 57th and recognize them for going above and beyond in the development.
Thank you, Nick. Does anybody else want to add anything about this particular project? Thank you, Steve, and your family. You've been in Sioux Falls doing great work for a long time, and this particular project just really stands out head and shoulders above. So thank you to you and the Van Buskirk companies. So now we'll go on and read the consent agenda.
All right. Item 1 is approval of the November 6, 2013 minutes of the regular meeting. Item 2 is plats. Item 3, 2013-1009 rezone the AG Agricultural District to the RA1 Multifamily Residential and C4 Planned Commercial District for allowed uses located at the northwest corner of 12th Street and North Ellis Road. Item 4, 2013-1101 rezone from RD Residential District to O Office District for allowed uses located at 3216 South O'Gorman Drive. Item 5, 2013-1105 rezone from AG Agricultural District to RS2 Residential District for allowed uses located at 6 Mile Road and East 10th Street. Item 6, 2013-1113 rezone from RC Recreation Conservation District an unzoned area to the RC Recreation Conservation District and C3 Central Business District for allowed uses located on North Reed Street and under the 10th Street Bridge. Item 7, 2013-1114 rezone from the AG Agricultural District to the RS2 and RD Residential Districts, RA1 Multifamily Residential District, and O Office Districts for allowed uses located south of West 85th Street and east of South Tallgrass Avenue. Item 8, 2013-1115 rezone from the C2 General Commercial District to the C3 Central Business District for allowed uses located at the northwest corner of East 14th Street and South 2nd Avenue. Item 9, 2013-1116 rezone from the RS2 Residential District to the C2 General Commercial District for allowed uses located at 310 Southwestern Avenue. Item 10, 2013-11-17, rezone from the AG Agricultural District to the RS2 Residential District for allowed uses located at East 33rd Street and east and west of South Moss Stone Avenue. Item 11, 2013-11-20, rezone from the RS2 Residential District and Dolly Farm Village Plan Development District to the RA1 Multifamily Residential District for allowed uses located north of 5760 East Red Oak Drive. Item 12, 2013-11-03, conditional use permit in the C3 Central Business District to allow on-sale alcohol located at 224 North Phillips Avenue. Item 13, 2013-11-06, conditional use permit in the C4 Plan Commercial District to allow on-sale alcohol at 5213 West 12th Street. Item 14, 2013-11-08, conditional use permit in the C4 Plan Commercial District to allow a full-service restaurant within 100 feet of residential located at the southwest corner of West 26th Street and South Ellis Road. Item 15, 2013-11-10, special use permit in Sub-Area A of the 57th Street West Planned Development District to allow on-sale alcohol located at 5031 South Louise Avenue. Item 16, 2013-11-21, final development plan in Sub-Area G, Dolly Farm Village Plan Development District to construct a multi-tenant retail center located south and west of South Highline Place. Item 17, 2013-11-18, preliminary subdivision plan for Copper Creek 2 addition located south of East 33rd Street and east and west of South Moss Stone Circle. Item 18, 2013-11-02, design review in the 49th Street and River Greenway Design Review District to allow expansion of a parking lot located at 3805 South Kiwanis Avenue Circle.
Thank you, Denise. Staff, are there any changes to the consent agenda? None? Okay. Does anybody from the audience have any items on the consent agenda that they would like moved to the regular agenda? No? Seeing none, I'll look for commission action on the consent agenda.
Move to approve?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Well, consent agenda is approved for this evening. So any of you that are here on a consent agenda item are free to leave. Okay. Denise, I'll have you go ahead and read the regular agenda. Okay, we'll approve the regular agenda, then we'll read item number 19. So,
Okay.
all those in favor of approving the regular agenda?
Probably need a motion first, so
Sure.
I'll move to approve the regular agenda.
Second.
Good. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Okay, we have the regular agenda approved. You can tell it's been a while since I've sat in this seat. So,
Item 19 is a 2013-11-11 rezone from the sub-area C and D of Manifold Acres Plan Development District to RA1 Multifamily Residential District for allowed uses located northeast 41st Street and east of South Sycamore Avenue as shown by exhibit.
Hi, I'm Diane DeCoyer with planning staff. Item 19, the owner and applicant on this one is Slate Ronning. It's a request to rezone from sub-area C and D of Manifold Acres Plan Development to RA1 residential to construct multi-family housing. The applicant is proposing to rezone 4.8 acres from the sub-area C, which allows C4 planned commercial uses, and sub-area D, which allows for moderate density residential uses in the Manifold Acres PD, to the RA1 residential district to construct multifamily housing. The proposed RA1 residential district is in conformance with the 2035 shape places. The proposed multifamily use is compatible with adjacent twin homes to the north and east. Because the subject application is consistent with 2035 shape places and compatible with adjacent single-family uses, staff recommends approval for this rezoning. This is a rezoning application. For rezoning, shall be consistent with the comprehensive plan. Rezoning approvals or denials are ordinances and will be sent forward to the City Council for a first reading and a public hearing. Planning Commission action. We'll have a discussion on that this evening.
Thank you, Diane. Any questions of staff on this item? No? Is the petitioner here, please?
We had not heard from the petitioner, but apparently they are not here.
Okay. So, we have no petitioner. Steph, what would you recommend at this point, that we keep moving on and
I think it's up to you,
Okay.
the commission.
Well, I
make
think
that
it appears
decision.
that many of you are here to speak on this item, so I think we'll let you speak. I will tell you that this is a rezone, and so all we're going to talk about tonight is the rezoning of this land. Does it make sense to rezone this land from a PD to conventional zoning? Not about the specifics of what's going to go in that particular plot, but does it make sense to rezone it? So that's what I'd like the conversation to center around tonight, but I'm happy to listen to your comments. As you may recall from the beginning, each person from the audience, we ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes, and we welcome additional and new testimony. So I think without the petitioner here, we will have individuals from the audience come forward if they would like to speak on this particular item.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm Roger Height, and I'm the Vice President of the Pampas Homeowners Association, and just would like to make a few comments.
Sure. Roger, are you the spokesperson for the majority of the people in this group here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. First of all, I want to comment and thank Ronings for their availability and their willingness to work with us and talk to us about the development. I think our conversations with them have been very positive. As we look at the zoning change, there are some concerns that we have. One of them is drainage, that we're currently getting drainage off of that area, and that any construction that takes place there, we would like to see some drainage studies being done so that it doesn't drain onto Lupine and Foxglove between those twin homes there. Secondly, we would like to see, a concern that we have is the separation between Pampas and the apartments or twin homes that they put in there, that we would like to see a berm and a fence constructed within that property to help us keep that separation. We're also concerned with access, that Pampas is a private road, and that we do not want any additional traffic on that road, and we do not want people parking on Pampas and then accessing the apartments, because that is a private road and we do maintain that. We understand from Ronings that the construction will be similar to what they did at 49th and Southeastern, and we appreciate that quality that they will hopefully be building. And we would also like, we have a concern that along the borders of that property that there be some shrubs and trees to decorate that, so that we continue to have a nice looking area there and that it's maintained well. And that's all I have at this point, Jess.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Are there any questions of Roger? No? I'm going to have staff come up, because again, what I'd said earlier is that we're really going to talk strictly about a rezoning, and there's going to be opportunity to just talk more about drainage and what the look is, but I will have staff just generally address those concerns.
Thank you.
We have seen a concept plan, and they are, at least in the concept plan, proposing a fence. I'm not sure as to what height or anything. There's no details or specifics to it, but they have identified that in the plan that you see above.
Diane, can you talk a little about drainage? How will the development of this land affect the existing drainage that happens off of that lot right now?
Typically, with a development like this, they would not be allowed to affect the drainage of any of the adjacent properties. They're going to be responsible for handling the drainage off of their site. My understanding is that a detention pond would be required. It could again,
Her mic went just a second. She's saying it may be what they're proposing in the middle. But again, we're talking about rezoning here, so.
Yeah, and those items don't affect a rezone. This is strictly a land use issue for this commission to review. Drainage, fencing, anything like that does not affect the rezone or your determination here tonight whether or not to approve or reject it.
Okay, thank you, Diane.
One other quick question, Diane, and when would that be addressed? The drainage and that sort of thing at a conditional use permit sort of a hearing?
They would have to submit those plans for approval through the city.
And then it would come back to us for a conditional use permit? No? It'd be follow the, whatever the statutes are?
Standard for, submitting drawings for approval for building permit. And my understanding is that Slate Ronning is on his way, so I'm not sure how far out he is, but.
Okay. Well, given the weather tonight, we'll have a little leniency.
Excuse me, Diane, if it was C4, the drainage issue would still be the same? If
It would still be the same, no matter what it would be there, it would still.
C4 or RD, there's no difference, they'd still have to make sure that drainage was the same?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, correct.
Thank you, Diane. Does anyone have any additional information to add as it relates to the rezoning of the property? Okay. Well, we'll break for 5 minutes, only because of the weather tonight. I think we'll give Slate a little bit of a break here. And
Chair, I have a
yes.
suggestion. Could we defer action on this and go to item 20?
Sure, why don't we do that? We'll defer action on this. We'll table item 19, and then we'll look to item 20.
Item 20 is a 2013-1008 conditional use permit in the C4 Planned Commercial District to allow on-sale alcohol located at 5400 West 26th Street.
Jason Bieber with the planning staff. This is a request by Letizia Anderson for conditional use to allow on-sale alcohol. The applicant is proposing to offer a complimentary wine and champagne to clients during couples massages. The property is located at 5400 West 26th Street, and the site contains an existing multi-tenant building. The existing building and parking areas do appear to meet the required setbacks, and a parking lot is located just south of the existing multi-tenant building. Because this application has provided clarity to indicate the location, nature, and extent of the work proposed, staff recommends approval of this conditional use permit with the following stipulation for this applicant only.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Go ahead. Sorry, Jason.
And this is a conditional use application. A conditional use permits are uses permitted within zoning districts with conditions. All conditional use permits must meet zoning and building codes, and conditional use approvals or denials are resolutions and are final unless appealed. Then I'll entertain any questions you guys may have.
Jason, isn't this the same scenario that we had on the consent agenda?
Yep, it's a similar request. We did have a question from one of the neighbors adjacent to this property, and that's why we put it on regular agenda. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jason. There's no other questions. Is the petitioner here, please? Come forward, Lucia. Lucia, if you'll state your name for the record and if you have any additional information to add.
My name is Lucia Anderson, and we just want to offer complimentary glass champagne during couples massage.
Okay. Are there any questions of the petitioner? No. Thank you. Okay. Is there anybody from the audience that would wish to speak on this item? No? I'll look for commission action on item number 20.
Madam Chair, I make a recommendation of approval with item number 20 with the one stipulation, it's for this applicant only.
For a second? Okay. Moved and second. Any discussion?
Seems pretty straightforward.
Okay. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? Item number 20 carries. Okay, we're back to item 19.
Jeffrey Schmidt, representing planning staff. And I don't want to belabor the point, but I think it would help the neighbors a little bit to explain some of the project. And again, as soon as you want to stop the conversation, please, but if you have any questions. Some of the things that Planning Commission was asking, I think may go a long ways to helping the neighbors understand. This is a rezoning request, and once it gets rezoned, then the applicant has a right to build things on their property. So at that point, there's no other additional public hearings. In some instances, you have to come back for a conditional use like the previous application where they had to come back and ask for another hearing. In this location, at this point, they had a right to build twin homes. So once it was approved RD, they came in and they pulled the building permit and they built twin homes. They had a right to build the Casey's, but the Casey's required, because it was close to residential, another conditional use. So there was a hearing to look at. They have to build the gas station, but you could look at the lights, the hours of operation, the landscaping around that. So that's the difference between twin homes and a gas station, or an on sale was the item that we just approved. So now for these apartments, that's again another item that gets approved with a building permit. It's an administrative action, not another public hearing action. Once you approve this, then the applicant will be able to go in and have a building permit, whether it's a single-story apartment complex or a three-story apartment complex. That's what they'll be able to get a building permit for. They will have to meet all the rules and regulations on that apartment complex for fire egress, for electrical currents, for door entryway, for all of the same standards and regulations they'll have to meet. They have to meet standards and regulations, but no public hearings. Same as somebody alluded to over on this side, if it's zoned commercial, which it is right now, they can go in there tomorrow and pull a building permit to put a strip mall in, and meeting the ordinance for electrical currents and entryway doors and fire egress, they will pull a permit tomorrow if they wanted to and build a commercial store. So with no other public hearings, they have a right to do that. So I think that's some of the questions I answered when I talked to people on the phone. So what could they do? What do the neighbors have a right to talk about? And what you're deciding tonight, what the neighbors can talk to you about is, If they're opposed to apartments, you could say, no, I don't want apartments, then they're going to build commercial there. Or if you say, no, we think it's better to have apartments than commercial, you'd approve apartments.
And Jeff, rezones go to the city commission.
Yes,
City
thank you.
council
Thank
as
you for
well.
pointing that out. That was the other thing I brought up here is you are an advisory board. You're all citizens. You're not elected. You're an appointed board that you are appointed and you make a recommendation to city council. So if you deny this item, it still goes to city council. If you approve this item, it goes to city council. This item will go forward to city council, and that will be held on Tuesday, January 7th at 7 o'clock in these council chambers. So Tuesday, January 7th will be the hearing, no matter what action you take tonight.
Okay. So just to clarify, really what the role of the planning commission is we look at land use items. So does this piece of land make sense for this land use that the petitioner is bringing forward?
Correct.
So in this particular piece, they are actually looking to downzone this land because it was zoned commercial for
Higher.
at the highest level of what we call commercial density to a residential density. So they're actually looking to downzone that somewhat. I understand the neighbors' questions with regard to the other items, but those really are things that need to be brought then to the city council meeting or worked out with the petitioner
Or worked out
individually.
with the petitioner, right. Just like you would work out if you have a twin home and you're looking at the person building a twin home next to you. It's neighborly, but that neighbor in the twin home next to you doesn't have to plant the tree you want or doesn't have to put in the fence you want, but you go, hey, you're my neighbor, would you do it?
Right.
They could, but they don't have to.
Right, right.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. thank
Jeff,
you,
one quick question. Yeah, but there are things that would cause them to have to come back if they wanted to build a 5-story apartment complex.
Nope, they're not allowed.
Not allowed. There's
Nope.
no way to do that.
No way to do
If
that.
they wanted to build within 2 feet of the road or have it push the setbacks back, there's
Not
no way to
allowed-
do that?
Not allowed to do that.
Right, so they have to live with
Have
within
to
the law.
live within the rules that are in place. Yep.
Okay.
So,
And Jeff, in the current zoning, it can go up to 45 feet, right?
correct.
Okay.
It's not really a story issue. That's one of the things we propose to change is saying 3 stories or 2 stories. Now it's just a height issue. If it's zoned commercial, they can go up to 45 feet, which it is right now. If it's zoned to apartments, they can go up to 45 feet. So we don't talk in the current zoning ordinance about how many stories they can have. They can build a 1-story, 45-foot tall building. So that's the height limit they have is 45 feet, no matter what they decide to build here.
Very tall ceilings.
It would be pretty tall ceilings, but, big vestibules.
Yeah.
So I'm not the architect. Someone else could tell me how to do that.
So just to clarify, Jeff, that means that whether it's C4 or RA1, both are limited to that 45-foot height, and today, as it currently exists, they could build something 45 feet tall.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. On that site. Yep.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Having listened to what Jeff said, I don't know if you have any additional questions, Roger, or, okay. Okay, well, I'm going to call the question then. We've heard from the neighbors, and we don't have a petitioner here. I will look for commission action on this item.
Madam Chair, I move approval of item 19.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm a little less comfortable approving it without the petitioner here, just because it seems to be common practice that they show up.
It is, but on occasion, we have,
Commissioner, I would suggest that he has ample time at the city council meeting next month to do that. And so do these people here.
well, the motion has been motion and second, so public testimony is closed. Any other commission action? Concerns? No? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Opposed?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. Item number 19 passes. Item number 21.
Madam Chair, I make a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're
Yes.
adjourned.